It's been a very long 4 months of this Trump administration, but this past week has been so completely unserious. This man posting an AI image of himself dressed up like a pope. And this is literally just one thing. This is just a way to make a distraction from the economy and people losing their jobs and potentially losing their houses from all of the rest of the destruction that him and his administration are doing. This announcement about levying tariffs if movies are made outside of the country. How do you even pull that off? I don't know. But here's his post in Lie Social. He says, the movie industry in America is dying a very fast death. Other countries are offering all sorts of incentives to draw our filmmakers and studios away from the U.S. Hollywood and many other areas within the USA are being devastated. This is a concerted effort by other nations and, therefore, a national security threat. It is, in addition to everything else, messaging and propaganda with exclamation point. Therefore, I am authorizing the Department of Commerce and the United States Trade Representative to immediately begin the process of instituting a 100% tariff on any and all movies coming into our country that are produced in foreign lands. We want movies made in America again. How do you, when they stream it, is it going to cost double for us? How does this even work? I don't know, but tariffs are his answer for everything. More stuff that nobody asked for. Rebuild and open Alcatraz. For too long, America has been plagued by vicious, violent, and repeat criminal offenders, the dregs of society, who will never contribute anything other than misery and suffering. That sounds like your administration, Donald. When we were a more serious nation, and we're still not serious, this is a completely unserious administration. In times past, we did not hesitate to lock up the most dangerous criminals and keep them far away from anyone they could harm. The crazy thing is, this man is a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a felon. These people in their cognitive dissonance, okay, that's the way it's supposed to be. Like, you're supposed to be locked up, Donald. No longer will we tolerate these serial offenders who spread filth, bloodshed, and mayhem on our streets. That's why today I am directing the Bureau of Prisons, together with the Department of Justice, FBI, and Homeland Security, to reopen a substantially enlarged and rebuilt Alcatraz to house America's most ruthless and violent offenders. We will no longer be held hostage to criminals, thugs, and judges that are afraid to do their job and allow us to remove criminals who came into our country illegally. The reopening of Alcatraz will serve as a symbol of law, order, and justice. We will make America great again. He's so tired. This man is just tired. And this piece, him saying that he doesn't know if he has to follow the Constitution. I need the actual conservatives to come to the front. Do you care that this man is just stomping all over social norms, legal norms, and the Constitution? Are y'all okay with this? Because he says that he doesn't know, even though I'm totally sure that they have to swear an oath that they'll follow the Constitution and laws. But he's saying he doesn't know. Trump, a little more than 100 days after taking the oath of office, questioned whether he had a duty to uphold the Constitution and the Fifth Amendment right to due process, as he expressed frustration on judicial pushback on his mass deportation effort. During a wide-ranging interview with NBC's Meet the Press moderator, Kristen Welker, Trump was asked if he agreed with Secretary of State Little Marco Rubio that citizens and non-citizens alike are entitled to due process. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. Welker noted that the Fifth Amendment, which states in part that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, says as much. I don't know. It seems it might say that, but if you're talking about that, then we'd have to have 1 million or 2 million or 3 million trials. We have thousands of people that are some murderers and some drug dealers and some of the worst people on earth, some of the most dangerous people on earth. And I was elected to get them the hell out of here. And the courts are holding me from doing that. Legal experts told ABC News that the Fifth Amendment does not make any distinction between citizens and non-citizens. The Supreme Court has held that illegal immigrants are afforded due process rights under the Fifth and 14th Amendments. Trump's failure to acknowledge that he swore an oath to support and defend the Constitution is unprecedented in American history, Gerhardt said. Most presidents have not been lawyers, but every president other than Trump has acknowledged that every federal official, including the president, has the duty to uphold the Constitution. Trump, with his right hand raised, took an oath of office on January 20th as prescribed by Article 2, Section 1 of the Constitution. Trump's comments on Sunday were quickly criticized by Democrats and other critics who pointed to it as what they said was another example of Trump's disregard for constitutional boundaries. This is un-American as it gets, Senate Democratic leader Chuck Schumer wrote on X. Republican Senator Rand Paul also pushed back that following the Constitution is not a suggestion, it's a guiding force for us all who work on behalf of the American people. Do you agree? Paul wrote on X. It is shocking that a sitting president would treat the Constitution as if it's an inconvenience, said Leopold. This man who has basically said he wants to be a dictator, he is basically saying to hell with the Constitution, to hell with laws, I am above the law, and he has a Supreme Court that basically said he has immunity to do whatever the hell he feels like. So this is the constitutional part. Now I want to come back to this whole Trump as the Pope situation. And like I said before, I think that he is just trying to distract from all of the other things that he is saying or doing or the policies they're putting in place or whatever. But he said that he had nothing to do with this. He had nothing to do with this image, even though it's posted to his page and he hasn't taken it down, because I literally just went and took the screenshots just now before doing this video. It says Trump said he has nothing to do with apparent AI-generated Pope image he posted online. Trump pleaded ignorance to an apparent AI-generated image depicting him as the Pope that was posted to his and the White House's social media accounts, accusing the media of fabricating the backlash over the image. You mean they can't take a joke? You don't mean the Catholics. You mean the fake news media, Trump told reporters Monday about the image, which shows him in papal clothing. No, the Catholics love it. He added, I had nothing to do with it. Somebody made up a picture of me dressed like the Pope and they put it out on the internet. That's not me that did it. I have no idea where it came from. Maybe it was AI, but I know nothing about it. Trump's Lie Social account and the White House X account both posted the image Friday night, sparking near instant criticism from Catholics at home and abroad who said it was offensive. There is nothing clever or funny about this image, Mr. President, the New York State Catholic Conference wrote in a post on X the next morning. We just buried our beloved Pope Francis, and the cardinals are about to enter into a solemn conclave to elect a new successor of St. Peter. Do not mock us. Cardinal Timothy Dolan, the Archbishop of New York, told reporters Sunday that the image was in poor taste. I hope he didn't have anything to do with it. Dolan said about Trump, it wasn't good. And finally, I wanted to bring home how he came up with the idea about the 100% tariff on the movie industry. Filmmakers and Hollywood financiers are baffled, to say the least, by Trump's announcement that he wants a 100% tariffs on movies produced outside the U.S. Several movie studio and streaming industry execs who spoke with CNN are downright apoplectic because they believe the president hasn't thought about the ramifications of his proposal, which could decimate an iconic industry. He doesn't think anything through, y'all, though. On first blush, it's shocking and would represent a virtually complete halt of production. But in reality, he has no jurisdiction to do this and is too complex to enforce. This is where he got the idea. The belief that Hollywood needs a boost crosses party lines. When Trump took office, he named John Voight, Mel Gibson, and Sylvester Stallone as his emissaries to Hollywood, though it was never particularly clear what the designation would mean. Trump met over the weekend with actor John Voight at Mar-a-Lago to discuss plans for reviving the American film industry, according to a person familiar with the matter. Voight has been developing a plan along with his manager, Stephen Paul, and the plan included ideas for tax incentives, but not specifically on new tariffs. So he sat down and met with John Voight, and now all of a sudden it's 100% tariffs because tariffs solve everything. So that is where we are. This has been a crazy week of chaos and distraction, just a bunch of distraction and silliness. Completely unserious administration. Join the conversation. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, and share.